Hello, dear Aries. Welcome to your June mid-month update. I hope that your month has been going beautifully so far. If you haven't already, I would suggest that you take a look at your full month reading, because oftentimes I've noticed that these mid-month updates are just a continuation of what's already been read, okay? If you haven't done so already, please subscribe so that you stay abreast on your monthly readings as they come out. I am so excited to also be introducing a pick a card read. My first release is going to be love letters from the Divine Masculine, love letters from the Divine Feminine. So I hope you will come back and stay tuned for that. But without further ado, let's get started, dear Aries, okay? Dear Spirit, please show me the present energies for my dear Aries here in June. Please show me the present energies for my dear Aries here in June. Okay? Dear Aries, and I have the Knight of Clouds. The Knight of Clouds is the present energy. Okay? Dear Spirit, please show me the first evolving energy for our mid-month update for Aries. I have Five of Clouds, comparison. Okay, a lot of mental going on for my dear Aries at this particular juncture, okay? Dear Spirit, please show me the next evolving energy for my dear Aries here in mid-month June for Aries. Oh, cards are bumping, they don't want to go anywhere. Seven of Rainbows, patience. Okay. Dear Aries, let's get started. You know, I want to also point out that during your full month reading, I pulled RUMI Oracle, which I'll be reading at the end. It's card number 42, Dance of the Divine Feminine. 4 plus 2 is 6, something about the past, okay? Dance of the Divine Feminine, but we'll come back to that. Okay. Dear Aries, the first card I pulled for you is the Knight of Clouds. This card tells me that some of you all may be fighting something in your life. There's some type of competition. There's some type of battle that you found yourself caught up in, and you have your swords in your hands, and this seems to allude to the fact that this is an ongoing battle, okay? What's more is that there's this, you see all this armor this guy has on, and so it's not only a mental battle, it could be a physical battle, but it's also like there's some type of battle going on within the spirit as well. If you notice those clouds up there, that also seem to be fighting something, okay? So let's see what this is about. We're going to clarify further for you. What is this battle that's going on with some of my dear Aries? Maybe if this doesn't pertain to you, this could pertain to somebody in your life that's fighting. Nonetheless, you know, maybe you find yourself in the middle of somebody else's battles. Nonetheless, you know, I noticed, dear Aries, that this fighting card keeps coming up when I do your readings month after month. So let's see what this is about. We're going to clarify. Dear Spirit, for my dear Aries here in mid-month June, please clarify, dear Spirit, for my Aries. And I have the Magician Tarot, okay? Now, some of my Aries are motivated to change something. They are taking action. They have a vision that they want to see implemented, okay? And this is what is motivating this fight, this Knight of Clouds energy, this wanting to forcefully communicate something, this want to stand up for what you think is right. This could be you, dear Aries, or somebody in your environment, okay? But the Magician is a major arcana card, and it's about seeing the outcome of something. You want to see the outcome of something in this particular situation, and you're putting in the work, and you're creating a plan of action. You're creating your outcome, and for whatever reason you realize that it means that you have to fight for something, okay? But let's clarify the Magician, dear Aries. What is this plan of action? Please clarify, dear Spirit, for my Aries here in mid-June. Please clarify for my Aries in mid-June. And I have the Empress, because you are abundant, you are loving, you reap the harvest. You are the counterpart of the Emperor, okay? You feel like that you are abundant, and so combined, you want to implement plans to ensure that you maintain this position, even though inherently that's who you are. That's how you see yourself, or that's how others see you. Nonetheless, because you are the Empress, you are abundant, and you're wanting to create, all right, a plan of action, create a reality that is conducive with what you feel about yourself. And as a result, you are communicating, or somebody is communicating with you forcefully. You know what you want. You know what you want the end result to be. You know how you want this plan to go. And you are creating. All right. So let's look at the evolving energies. We have the Five of Clouds. The Five of Clouds is the comparison card, okay? This is also very interesting because it's a Swords energy, okay? So there is some intellectual work happening, maybe some intellectual competition. There's certain situations that you're comparing. Maybe you're comparing yourself with others in some aspect, or somebody is comparing themselves with you. But what this card comes to remind us of is that no matter what our differences are, as you can see, there's an oak tree here and there's a bamboo shoot, okay? They're of different size and proportion, but they all are here for a reason. These two are here for a reason. One does not invalidate the other, okay? So this card steps in to say that there's no need to fight, okay, dear Aries? There's no need to fight because what is for you is for you. Okay, what is for somebody else is for someone else, all right? And you don't have to compare yourself with others, because you are beautiful just the way you are. Your purpose, the person that you are, who you are on this planet, is conducive with what is needed in this environment on this plane, okay? But we're going to clarify further the Five of Clouds. Now, in traditional tarot, it's definitely about a battle, okay? Competition to the nth degree. But, you know, in this particular rendition with RUMI, with Osho, it's about comparison. You want to do things that are right. You know, you want to make sure that you are served your just desserts in some situation in your life. But let's clarify the Five of Clouds for my dear Aries here in mid-June. Please clarify, dear Spirit. And I have the King of Chalices. Okay, the King of Chalices is a very, very emotional king, but he's very stable. He may wear his feelings on his sleeves, but he knows what he wants, okay? This could have been inspired by a very loving king that's in your life, you know, and so this reminds me that some of my dear Aries may be in a situation where they have a very loving king in their lives, okay? But for some reason, you know, you don't know if it's that you deserve it. You know, like, why are you comparing yourself? For some of my Aries, not all of my Aries, but some of my Aries are comparing themselves with others. They're not just accepting this gift that God has so graciously bestowed upon them. This King of Cups energy encourages others to express themselves and share their hearts. And so maybe for some of my Aries, you just don't feel like you're deserving of this energy that's coming in. And for others, this could be an energy that you yourself feel within the depths of your heart. You know, you feel that you're loving, and maybe you just feel like that love within you differentiates you from the populace, that you stand out in some way. But you have to understand that that standing out is good for those that applies to. But we're going to clarify this King of Chalices. This could be a physical manifestation of a person, or definitely an event of love that's in your life, you know, like this love that you feel. in your heart, and maybe you don't feel like it aligns with your reality, but you have to remember that you are loved. No matter what anything around you dictates, you are loved, and you have a right to stand in your truth, and you don't have to fight, because who you are is going to shine through naturally. Okay, please clarify the King of Chalices for my dear Aries, dear Spirit, here in June. Please clarify, dear Spirit, the King of Chalices for my dear Aries. Wow. And I have the King of Wands. Two kings, guys. So some of my Aries may have two masculine energies, two very different masculine energies in their life. One who is loving, one who is kind, one who is very empathetic, one who knows what he wants, but he wants to share his love with the world. And the other is very passionate. All right? He knows what he wants, but he's a man of action. He's like, okay, this is what we want. We're going to do this. And we're going to do it passionately from our heart. Let's enjoy life where it is. And so now this tells me that some of my Aries have a choice between two. Some, not all. But these two people have very different values, very different aspects about them that you're drawn to. Okay? So maybe some of my dear Aries are in a position where they have to make a choice. All right? For others of my Aries, this could be definitely self-reflective, especially with the high masculine energy that's present here. You know, some of my divine masculines may be, you know, wanting to take action, but also taking into consideration their emotional needs and the emotional needs of those around them. If you are the divine feminine, and this applies, that can be the case as well. As you know, we are a balance of divine feminine and masculine aspects. But I strongly feel that this is either a decision between two people from my divine feminines, or this could be the divine masculine himself, and you know, he's in a place where he's comparing himself with others. But the key point with this particular evolving energy is that there's no need in comparing yourself with others. You're good just the way you are. Okay, dear Aries. All right, moving on to the next evolving energy, we have the Seven of Rainbows, which is patience. As you can see, the moon is going through many different phases, and there's a lady here, and she's pregnant with opportunities. All right, there's so many things that you want in this life, practical realizations that you want to come into manifestation, but you have to remember that sometimes patience is key. You're working hard, you're putting in the work, you're staying true to who you are. Okay, and sometimes you have to be patient in order to realize the results that you so much long for. Okay, dear Aries, please clarify the Seven of Rainbows for my dear divine masculine, divine feminine Aries, dear Spirit, here in mid-June. Please clarify patience, the Seven of Rainbows for my dear Aries. You work hard for something, huh, Aries? All right, because you've taken a new risk. This risk has led you to the place of manifestation, but now maybe this manifestation has come to a standstill, perhaps. Maybe you have self-imposed that yourself, and you're just assessing or reassessing where you are and where you want to go, and that could take patience, especially if you're you know, focusing on a decision or you're comparing yourself with others. Okay, follow that spirit that's within your heart. All right, don't worry about what people think. Understand that this risk you took now is producing results. And sometimes, you know, we come to impasses where we have to actually be patient and let things materialize as they should. But we're going to clarify the Fool Tarot, another major arcana tarot. You have the Empress Tarot. All right, it does speak to the fact that you're abundant, you know, in some aspect within your life. All right, we have the Magician, because you want to create something. All right, and you took a risk. All right, and now you're in that phase of being patient and seeing to it that this particular dream, this particular plan that you have set into action comes into play. For some of my Aries, there's a choice between two, dear divine feminines, two masculines with very different traits, but who are very solid individuals. All right, and you're trying to weigh and see, okay, which one is for me? Like, who should I, you know, invest my energy and time with? All right, please clarify the Fool, dear Spirit, for my dear Aries here in mid-June. Please clarify. Two of Wands. Because some of my dear Aries have met their twin flame. Some of my Aries are walking away from an institution, walking away from a job, walking away from the institution of marriage, walking away from a school system. All right? And as a result of this, they have taken new risks and started from square one. Started from ground zero. The Fool. All right? And they want things to happen. They want things to manifest, but they've hit a phase of, you know what, I need to be patient and let, you know, because right now the path that I'm on is pregnant with opportunities. And so this is definitely a peaceful card. So if you're coming into mid-June or this latter part of June fighting something, it seems like you are evolving. You may go through this phase of comparing your different options within your life, okay? And it might not actually be men. It could be different options in terms of your career or any other emotional or passionate aspect that may be going on in your life. And as a result, you're going to come to this place of peace, of patience, of letting the life develop within you, your new life, your new path, because you have been triggered by this new path within your life, this new risk that you took, okay? Because you have those two flames and you know that you have there's a direction that you need to go and that you need to leave the past in the past where it belongs. For some of my dear Aries, okay? All right, Aries. Wow, that's interesting. Interesting read, dear Aries. We're going to go ahead on and read your RUMI Oracle. Don't forget to subscribe, okay, guys, so that you stay abreast of your readings. I'm really super excited about putting out my pick a card read, and I don't think you want to miss it. So, yeah, stay tuned, okay? All right. Now, at the end of your full month reading, I pulled the Dance of the Divine Feminine card, okay? And here we go. All right. If a tree could move from one place to another, it would not suffer the pain of the saw or the oppressive wounds. If the sun and the moon stood still like the rocks, they could not offer brilliance. How bitter the taste of water would be if the river stopped its flow, remaining still like seawater. When the seawater rises, it becomes a cloud. It loses its bitterness and pours the rain of sweetness. I have given you only a few examples. You can figure out the rest. Break away from the self and enter the kingdom of love. Rumi. How can your feet bear to be still when the music is so lush and inviting? How can you hold yourself back from the tide of love when the horizon looms so vast and exciting? How can you not arc your back and respond with ecstasy to the lover's touch, saying in absolute submission, yes, more? You were made to move and grow, to love and flow. Even mountains change. Surrender the stodgy ways of the mind and become willing to dance to the great orchestrations of love. You may feel unsettled, beloved, as though the ground beneath you is not so solid. You may touch it to see. Is it moving? Of course. It is hurtling through the skies, spinning tilted on its axis. It's amazing you aren't passed out on the floor in utter dizziness, yet you stand there imagining you have a choice of not moving. What funny foolishness. Let us laugh about it together. How can you even imagine it? Only through some misplaced fear. It is such a small craziness, really. You can cast it off, that small crazy fear. Let it return to the Earth Mother to become fertilizer for the far grander and more exciting insanity of divine love instead. Give up that tiny insanity in favor of the greater craziness of love. You cannot be unmoved by it. The rhythm of life will get you shaking your hips eventually. How could you not become entranced by the gleaming dance floor shimmering with possibilities and invitation? This oracle comes to you with guidance. Your life may feel as though it is being tipped upside down. Perhaps you feel as though the great beloved in a feisty mood has grabbed your ankles, is holding you upside down and shaking you wildly until your skirt is over your head, or the pockets of your pants become freed of their contents, keys and wallet dropping to the floor in disarray. Your hair is messy, your bottom is in the air, and your sense of orientation is nowhere to be found. Blood is rushing to your head, and goodness knows you just want to be put down, to have a moment to come to your senses. So the beloved will give you that gift, but don't imagine it will last for it too long. The great beloved esteems you capable of so much more than being sure-footed and sensible. You are capable of more whirling and stumbling whilst inspired by the music of the spheres. If you just accept the great invitation to dance, there won't be so much roughhousing going on. It won't be needed because your hair will already be in a mess. Your blood will already be pumping, and you'll be sweating, laughing, smiling, and dancing. The great beloved will be alive in you, which is all that grand seducer ever wanted in the first place, even with all the jokes and horseplay. Disarrayed and disheveled by the divine beloved, you are able to break out of a too ordinary world. You will explore the delightful consequences of rock boats and upset apple carts being swept away by love as you dare to dream bolder and wilder dreams for yourself and the world. There is bigger magic for you to weave this lifetime. Prosaic priorities inherited from the world are stuff and nonsense. It is the priorities of the heart that matter to you. If you are ever so right yourself whilst the beloved is tipping you upside down like a soaring bird in most impressive aerial dynamics, it will be through establishing right priorities, the priorities of your own heart. So ask your heart what matters most and attend to that. Soon you'll be able to find your orientation, even if everything you have once held onto appears to be shimmering and insubstantial, a mere dance of light rather than solid ground. This will become so easy for you because your orientation will flow from within, from the heart, and no matter what shift and changes take place around you, your center will remain strong. This is what the beloved wants for you. Such peace and relief it shall bring to you. But perhaps some shaking about is required first, in case you are reluctant to give up some mainstays, unaware of how much they drain life away from your heart center. This oracle brings you this message also. There is something you are holding on to, a person, a place, a thing, a belief, a vision, and you need to let it go because it wants to grow. It may grow and change into something utterly different, or it may grow into exactly what you are imagining. Whichever outcome, growth is happening, and you'll find you enjoy the way much more with greater flow and support and less bashing of your head against the proverbial brick wall if you can let it happen. Don't worry if it seems as though your world is coming to an end or you are losing something you once loved. This is just the shaking about of the great beloved to lead you into a deeper, sweeter dance of divine being and becoming. Put your focus into your heart and realize you are more ready than you think. Now shake those hips, stamp those feet, close your eyes, and clap your hands. There, that's better already. Your sacred honoring ritual, dear Aries, say the following aloud. What the caterpillar calls the end, the master calls the butterfly. Repeat it 3 times or however many times feels necessary for you as you at some deeper part of your being to really believe in what you are saying. You'll know when this happens because you will feel more peace and presence within. And then you will have completed your sacred honoring ritual. Aries, say, what the caterpillar calls the end, the master calls the butterfly. And with that being said, until next time I'm able to feel your energies, much love and many blessings to you, dear Aries. Don't forget to subscribe.